we can start.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everybody to the webinar Securing the Cloud, Navigating NIS to Compliance with AWS. As you know, this webinar will be recorded, so you can later on check it on YouTube. As I guess most of you are familiar, this is a series of webinars, so we had 2 previous ones, and I highly encourage you to check them on our YouTube channel if you want to get familiar more in details and in depth with the NIS2 compliance requirements, because we're going to talk about it now, but it will be more briefly. So my name is Alexander Boychev. I'm Business Development Manager at Advanced Vision IT, and I'm going to start this presentation with a little bit of short description about the NIS2, about the current situation, the steps. Then we have Angel Dobrinov, my colleague in Advanced Vision IT. He's a Technical Solutions Manager. He'll be talking a little bit about the NIS2 and AWS. And then we have Mikhail Vladimirov, who is Solutions Architect at AWS, who is going to give you more information about the AWS cloud and how the AWS solutions can help you be compliant with the NIS2 directive. I'm starting with our badges, and we're AWS partner, so you can see our certifications and our partnership programs with AWS. And I'm going to move now to the NIS2 directive. I guess most of you are familiar with this slide. This is the sectors that are covered by the NIS2 directive. As you all know, we had the NIS1, or just the NIS, which had 7 sectors covered. And now additional 8 sectors were added in the NIS2 directive. As you know, those sectors, they will be audited and they will be checked by an institution which is designated by each government when they have implemented and transposed the NIS2 directive in their local legislations. So the main requirements, here I've listed them. There are 9 requirements. However, again, I want to remind you that if you want to check them in more details, you can check our previous webinar series. Now I've just listed them, so you can see them. Most of them actually we'll cover through this presentation and how for each of these requirements AWS can help you in this case. And I want to move to the most recent NIS2 updates in the EU countries. First of all, for the most secure information and how the situation is, I can advise you to go and check on the European Commission website. There you can have the accurate information. However, the most recent and most updated, you need to check probably online and for each country. This is a map how things are for now. In green are the countries that have transposed the NIS2 directive already up to this date. In yellow are the countries who have draft published. This means that very soon, most of the countries are expected to actually transpose the directive until the end of this calendar year. So Bulgaria is such country. We have a strategy, which is published online, and then we have a draft for a cybersecurity law. It's like a pre-project, which is in the commissions in the parliament. Malta is the country you can't see here, but Malta have transposed the directive. However, they haven't enacted it in terms of they don't say from when it is active, so they're waiting for this. The only country that you can see here from the EU who hasn't any draft is Sweden. However, the situation in Sweden is a little bit more different. It's not that they are not working on it. It's the fact that Sweden has the cybersecurity law from 2017. So they're going to make changes to their legislation, basically active legislation, in order to make it compliant to the NIS2 directive. So that's why they don't have a draft. They actually have an acting law that they need to change. What else we can see is that the United Kingdom and Switzerland are making steps towards enacting similar to NIS2 directive laws. So although they're not part of the EU, they'll probably will do something that covers the NIS2 directive, and we're still not yet sure for Norway and Iceland. So this is what we have as an update until today, July. And I would like to give now the word to Angel, who's going to talk a little bit more about AWS and some useful links.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for the updates, Alex. That's very, very valuable information. I would like to point your attention to the listed domains here, and I would like to explain which one of them has what type of content. So we have nis2sos.eu, which is our website for helping organizations understanding and complying with the NIS2 directive. Then we have nis2directive.bg, which is more Bulgarian focused. It also explains NIS2 and its impact on EU cybersecurity. Of course, we have CISO.bg and CISO.mt, so that's Chief Information Security Officer.bg and .mt. They provide Chief Information Security Officer related services and cybersecurity leadership that we provide. Also from Malta as a little bit of a different legislation. Then we have advisionit.cloud, which is a website that focuses on cloud services, AWS well-architected reviews, and observability. And last but not least, we have advisionit.tech, which offers boutique IT services across cybersecurity, cloud, and DevOps. So you're going to be able to basically navigate through our full stack of provided services for our customers. And keeping those links in mind, and also the topic, in order for us to make sure that you make most of your time within this webinar, we will now go into the paradigm of AWS and NIS2, which I will then pass the ball over to Mikhail. Mikhail, the stage is yours.
Okay, perfect, colleagues. So first of all, thank you so much that you found time in your busy schedule and joined our webinars. And today I'm going to give you a brief overview of AWS security services aligned with NIST 2 standards. And it's pretty important topic if we speak about security. It's about if you have security strategy or not. And here we are going to speak how you can build your security strategy and which services in AWS can help you to make it fast and to make it reliable. And at the beginning, I would like to speak a little bit about key elements of AWS security. And the first element is a shared responsibility model. But before we jump to discussions about the way who and how responsible for security when our customers start working with AWS, I would like to look back at a traditional approach. So here is a matrix of what our customers are responsible if they're dealing with security on-premise environment. And here, customers are responsible for the end-to-end security in the data centers. So, and here I'm speaking from the beginning, from the ground, from the security of the data center. If the data center is security enough from a physical environment, from an engineering environment, like power, air conditioning, physical access to the company assets. If specific measures are in place when we speak about hardware, like a microcode update, if we're speaking about communications between different services. And after that, we are going to the upper level. We will go to operation system, if they updated, if we have patch management strategy. If we have tools to do a proper observability and monitoring, and after that we will go even higher level. We will speak about applications, and what is the most important, about data, your data and data of your customers. And you can see there is so many different things that you have to take into consideration. That is the reason why we start working with AWS. You will automatically simplify the way and you will minimize the number of effort you need to invest to make your security better. Because in these terms, AWS will take care about data centers, and they build according to the latest technologies, and we have capabilities to provide high level of resiliency and reliability using different regions, different availability zones. AWS will take care about hardware. So that means we will be responsible for networking, for compute environment, from the data storage. But at the same time, our customers are still responsible for a high level of security, about protecting the networking, protecting the data, using different measures like client-side encryption or server-side encryptions. They still would be responsible for operating system and applications. But anyway, AWS helps you to, again, to simplify and decrease expenses related to security. And now let's talk about different level of shared responsibility, which definitely depends on a service, on a specific service in AWS, which I am currently using. And let's start from the virtualizations. It's a typical infrastructure services. And here, as AWS, we are responsible for hardware, for networking, for our virtualization platform, for storages. We will update it. We will make sure that all communications is safe and protected. But at the same time, as a customer, you would be responsible for data, for the operation system, who have rights to access a specific data, who have rights and permission to work with a specific virtual machine. And if you would like to have more time and to do less everyday security tasks, you can choose AWS Managed Services. And these services have a different flavor. So we have container services, we have services related to relation database services like Amazon RDS. And here, AWS will take care as well as hardware platform and infrastructure, but we will also provide a security measures for operation system and for the applications, including patching, including running all these components according to the industry best practices. And the next step for you would be to use high-level abstract services. And here on this slide deck, you can see 3 examples of these services. It is DynamyDB, which is a NoSQL database, or Amazon Simple Storage Service. And here you can see that our customers would be mostly responsible for defining who has the right to access resources, who has the rights to manage them, and the way how you protect your data. And it's interesting topic because your approach on which services are you going to use totally depends on your ultimate goals, what you would like to achieve in AWS. From the one side, if we're speaking about infrastructure services, you would be capable to do a lot of customizations. So you manage your environment, but for this you will pay price, and the price would be your time, your effort, and your responsibility. And if you would like to decrease the level of effort and at the end of the day to decrease your expenses, you can use abstract services. It will greatly help you to improve your security because a lot of security best practices they are already included into the services and enforced by AWS. And at the same time, you would be capable to decrease TCO. So let's speak, you need to manage 1,000 EC2 instances, or you need to image hundreds of the databases. And the best approach when we speak about large environment, definitely to use abstract AWS managed services. Now we discuss the key elements of AWS security. So let's speak about AWS compliance. And for us as a company, it's important to be compliant with many regulations because customers all around the world, all around different industries, they're relying on AWS. And not only from different industry, from different countries as well. That is the reason why AWS take specific measures to be compliant with different regulations. And in case if you need to be compliant with some of them, the first step for you would be to look at the AWS information, AWS sites like AWS Artifact. It's a specific service where you can check if a specific maybe region or maybe the whole AWS is compliant with specific regulations. Let's speak like PCI DSS. Or some other regulations. But here is one important moment. And here we are again speaking about shared responsibilities, because we as AWS were responsible for compliance of our data center. And this compliance is proved by third-party agents, well-known, who can prove and provide some documents that we aligned with the specific regulations. That's great. But if you build your workloads on top of AWS, it doesn't automatically mean that you're aligned with the regulations. And let's look at PCI DSS again. So here, if you look at the standard by itself, you will find that some portion of and parts of the standards related to physical security and the way how you build your data center. And we will take care about these controls. But if you look at a high-level design about who should access your environment and how you should keep your data and how the data should be protected, you'll understand there's still a lot of things that you need to do by your own. So that means it should be an effort from the both side. And it's effort from our side, and we already did it, and you can go to AWS Artifact and find proof of it. And at the second, you need to implement additional steps to be compliant. That is the reason why AWS provides a lot of best practices and recommendations of what you should do in order to build a better security. But if you, in case of you need to have a specific knowledge and to be capable to align with a specific certification, one of the approach is to reach our partners who has this knowledge and to collaborate with them. Now let's go to various AWS services and to look at them and to speak how they can help you to improve your security. But here's one important point I would like to discuss before we go to identity and access management. And the point is the following. If you look at security from strategic perspective, you will find that most of the time, and in case if you would like to build your security strategy, you need to address 5 pillars. So let's speak about them. The first, identify. So here I'm referencing the way how you identify your assets, how you understand the importance of these assets for your business and for your business users, the way how you identify your risks and the possible threats. And based on this identification, you will decide what kind of security services you need to use and how much efforts you would like to invest to a specific workloads to protect them. And now let's speak about identifications and authorizations. And it is very important topic in every environment, including cloud. And technically, we need to find services. We need to find a way which can help us to clearly define who can access what and who can do what. So that means we should have a mechanism which allows us granularly work with our resources. At the same time, this mechanism should allow us to do automation, because without automations, and if we speak about environment which is growing, sooner or later you will find that it's very difficult to manage these resources. And for that reason, AWS provided to our customers a large set of different services. So starting from AWS identity and access management. So let's look at the way. Let's imagine I'm a new customer and I would like to start building on AWS. And the first thing that I need to do to create my own account. As soon as I created my account, I have access to AWS, and I can create and describe my networking environment. And as soon as I describe my networking environment, I can start using different services. But I need to have a way how I can define users who can work with specific services, and maybe not only users, a group of users. At the same time, AWS IAM service provides us with the ability to define the roles. And roles is a very powerful mechanism in the AWS, which allows us to granularly set up security permissions based on resources. So let's say I created a virtual machine, EC2, and I would like to access a specific bucket in my Amazon Simple Storage service. So that means I can create a role and describe that this specific role is allowed to access specific resources and specific bucket in AWS Simple Storage service. And I attach this role to EC2 instance. At the same time, on Amazon Simple Storage service side, I can create a bucket policy, and again, to use specific roles and to specify who is capable to access this bucket and to do what. And that means I have two very powerful mechanisms which allows me to granularly control and protect my data. The second, let's imagine, okay, we speak about a single account, but let's imagine I have tens of the accounts. And here it is a problem how I can manage them, because definitely I will have more than 10 users. And for this purpose, we have AWS IAM Identity Center, which allows us to work with authorization and authentications on a scale level. So this server allows us to work simultaneously with a huge number of AWS accounts. Next one, AWS Directory Service. It is a way how you can use directories to provide additional authorizations mechanism for your users. And if we're speaking about on-premise environment, the first things that came into my mind is Microsoft Active Directory. So technically in AWS, you can easily make a hybrid structure when you have still your on-premise environment with Active Directory, and at the same time, you can build and use AWS Managed Directory Service. And you can set up a trust relationship between them. In case if you don't want to use AWS Managed Service, we have a specific connector which allows to our services in AWS ask for authorization and authentications here on-premise environment. Definitely, we are living in a new world with high internet access, with web protocols, and it's important to have capabilities to provide our users with a way how they can authorize using web providers like Google, Apple, Facebook. And for this purpose, we have Amazon Cognito. And on top of it, we have AWS organization, which allows you to organize a large number of accounts and set up a specific security or resource policy aligned for this account. So let's say I have an account for development, I have an account for test, I have an account for a specific workload. And I would like each account had a specific set of permissions and rules which dictate them which resources they can use and how. So let's say I would like to say that my development account needs to run only EC2 instances of a specific version. So that means for this reason, we have AWS organizations. And most of the time when we speak about AWS full architect design and landing zone means a place in AWS which is built for your workloads according to AWS FAIR practices. And here we will also need to use AWS organization. Perfect. We discussed with you authorization and authentications mechanism. Now let's go to monitoring and logging with AWS. So because without observability and monitoring, actually, we wouldn't be capable to detect and based on these detections to do response and recovery. So it is a critical element of AWS security. Now let's look at the services which we have in order to help our customers to work with observability and monitoring. Again, here's a large number of different services that you can use, but I would like to concentrate only on 3 of them and look at them in more carefully. So the key service is AWS CloudTrail, because AWS CloudTrail allows you to track your API request in AWS cloud. In other words, this service allows you to track all management activities inside of AWS cloud. So let's imagine somebody started deleting IAM users or changing IAM policies or IAM rules. And for me, it will be important to understand who is doing it, when he is doing, and what was the action. And it helps you either during the detections or maybe during the investigation. And AWS CloudTrail allows you to track all cloud API calls in Amazon Simple Storage Service bucket. And after that, you can, for example, look at them through using different tools. Or you can build a specific security and event management system which allows you to automate it. But again, it's a critical service, and the service should be always used when you start working in AWS. The next service is Amazon CloudWatch. And before, when we speak about CloudTrail, we speak about management API calls of the cloud. And here we will speak about specific applications with different metrics and characteristics. And these services also can provide a lot of security data. So let's imagine you have, and you are using AWS Certification Manager. And AWS Certification Manager allows you to create certifications and to attach them to different AWS networking services like CloudFront, which is our CDN, or Elastic Load Balancer. So it simplifies the way how you work with certification. But I would like to get a clear understanding when I should change my certifications, what are the expiration time to get metrics about it. The same situations, let's speak about AWS key management service. And AWS key management service allows you to create your key, which you can use for different sorts of encryption. And again, for me, it's important to understand what is the rotations, when the keys are deleted, why they are deleted, who deleted them. And for that reason, you should use Amazon CloudWatch. So we have 2 very powerful services, CloudTrail and CloudWatch. Finally, AWS config. So let's imagine I have resources in AWS like EC2 instance or RDS. And I can have internal or external regulations saying, okay, we have our base image, and our development team needs to work only with this specific image. And for that reason, AWS config can help you to track what has happened with the specific resources, how these resources was changed for a specific period of time. So let's say, imagine somebody changed EC2 instance from starting baseline image to more powerful. Okay, it may be not a problem, but if you see that it's changed a lot and it technically can increase your expenses in AWS cloud, but at the same time, it can be indicator that somebody is trying to increase EC2 instances, make them more powerful to do some specific actions. So that means I can connect AWS config with AWS security services like Security Hub, Event Bridge, Lambda, and to do remediation. In case if I see that somebody changed a specific virtual machine, I can revert these changes back. Or I can arise a service ticket and send this service ticket to security team. So again, this service is very critical for AWS security. Now let's speak about threat detections and response. And previously we spoke with you about the way how we identify our resources, how we identify and authorize our users. We speak about how we protect our data, and here about detections and response. So, and the idea is the following. Okay, we can use any protection. We can use different protection mechanisms. This is great. But at this moment, it's not possible to make any one data center secure at 100%. It's just not possible. We have day zero vulnerabilities. We can have a different threat, including external and internal. That is the reason why it's important to have a detections mechanism in place. Such a mechanism which allows you to look at different metrics and logs from your system, and based on the results to make actions. And these actions, it can be automated. Like let's say my internal regulation says that I would like not to have a public available buckets in Amazon SQL Store Service, but somebody create such buckets. And I would like these actions would be automatically remediated and taken back. So for this reason, I should have a detection mechanism. And based on this detection mechanism, I will decide what I'm going to do with this incident. And maybe I decide that it's okay and nothing should be done at this moment. And here you can see different services which we can use at different parts of the detections, starting from understanding your attack surface, using different services, Amazon Inspector, AWS Security Hub, or maybe you need to make sure that personal information is not included into your data. So in this case, you can rely on Amazon Mesa. I would like to detect threats using, for example, machine learning algorithms and to understand what is going on in my networking infrastructure, what is going on level of my users and groups. And for this reason, we can use guard duty. And apart of it, okay, we detect something, but very often we need to make an investigations, because we need to understand if this detection is false positive, or it is a real attack. And after that, we need to understand how the attacks happen. And based on our investigations, we need to take a specific actions like isolations of some resources or change them. And it's not over. And technically here we speak about the will. Because based on your investigations, based on your detections, you should learn the lessons and to change your security in a such way to in a such way that not to have the same or similar security incident in the future. So that is the reason why you need to track what has been done during your investigations and include these results into your security strategy. Now let's speak about data protection mechanism. Again, if you speak about data protection, AWS provides you with various services which can be used on a different, let's say, on a different aspects of the data. And here is a nice slide that I'm going to show to you. So I'm sorry. Okay. And here's the slide. So let's imagine I'm a customer and I need to bring my data to AWS. And the first questions would be, okay, how I can do it in a secure way. So definitely I need to use some kind of encryptions, and usually we call it encryption in flight. And how I can simplify the way how I deal with certificates. And for this purpose, we have AWS Certificate Manager, which is integrated with our networking services. Again, I already told about them, like CloudFront and Elastic Load Balancer. Okay, so we transferred our data through AWS networking. That's great. And now we put it on some storage site. So let's say, okay, what we should do in order to protect our data here. And for this purpose, we have server-side encryption. And many of our services, they provide built-in server-side encryptions mechanism like Amazon Simple Storage Service. And actually, by default, all data which is placed on Amazon Simple Storage Service is encrypted. But apart, if you would like to have a better control over your encryptions, you can make you can use different AWS services like AWS key management services, and in this way, you would be who controls the keys which is encrypted, which is used to encrypt the data. Moreover, our services allow to you to do client-side encryption. And client-side encryptions means that you can provide some data and you will provide some encryption key, and the service will use this encryption key, encrypt the data, and after that, he just get rid of this key. And only you will be capable to restore the data. So again, here AWS help you to use different techniques and different services, which should be aligned with your security strategy. Now let's speak about the way how we can provide authorization and authentications. And we already discussed it. We have IAM service. A part of it, we have an multi-factor authentications. And it's pretty important questions if we speak about the most critical users and roles inside of your AWS account, like administrator or root user or management account. And the best practice is always to have multi-factor authentications and also to follow AWS practices related to how you create your management account. Sometimes it's simple rules, but it's important that you take them in mind. So please look at our best practices or ask our partners who built the landing zone for you. Next questions about, okay, we have authorization and authentication management, but also we still need to provide some mechanism how we access our specific services like databases or some other services. And for that reason, we have a secret manager, which allows you to securely, in a secure way, to keep your specific secrets, and it can be users' names, users' passwords for different services. And it's pretty important to use such services because if you look at the way how cyber incident happens, it's one of the common challenges and common problems when developers include specific secrets into the code by itself. So potentially, it can lead to large challenges. That is the reason why it's important to use such services as AWS Secret Manager. Now, let's look at the way how we can have monitoring observability. We have discussed this topic. We have CloudTrail, CloudWatch, AWS Config. And finally, we have a number of guidance. We have a number of best practices. Please follow them. And at the end of my presentations, I will share details where you can find these resources. Now let's speak about a pretty important topic related to security assessment. And technically, Amazon Inspector is a part of detection mechanism because it allows you to do a vulnerability scanning of different resources, starting from Amazon EC2 instances to ECR. It is our container repository for Docker services. And also you can inspect Lambda. In case if you need to inspect a specific services where you keep your code, like GitHub, you can use AWS Inspector as well. And AWS Inspector allows you to do 4 things. The first, detect software vulnerabilities. And again, you can use AWS Inspector to do and to address different compute environment. The second, based on your results, and in case if you got a lot of discoveries, you can decide which challenges, which vulnerabilities should be addressed first, because Amazon Inspector provides you with some valuable information about criticality of detected vulnerabilities. The second, you can use Amazon Inspector in 2 different ways. So if you would like to do a deep level scanning of your EC2 environment, you need to install SSM agents. SSM means AWS Security Management Service, which allows you to install specifically developed by AWS SSM agent inside of EC2 instances. And these SSM agents will provide Amazon Inspector with valuable information about what kind of packages you have, the version of operation system, what patches you have. And based on this data, you will decide what to do. But in case if you don't want to install agent, you technically can use Amazon Inspector with EC2 instances without agents, because we have an integrations between Amazon Inspector and the EC2 instances EBS, and EBS stands Elastic Block Storage snapshots. A part of it, you can have a software bill of material for your specific environment, and you can collect this software bill of materials from different, let's say, EC2 instances or Lambda in a specific format, and to put this file to Amazon Simple Storage Service and to analyze for different purpose. Let's say you got some information about the new day 0 vulnerabilities, and you would like to understand which resources which resources uses this specific library. So that means you can create this bill of materials and to use Amazon Athena, which allows you to analyze unstructured data ad hoc and to get some details on which services you should take specific attentions. Now, let's speak about which services are addressed by Amazon Inspector. And we have Amazon EC2 instances support, we have Amazon ECR images support, and we have AWS Lambda function support as well. Now, let's think about incident response and recovery. And it's pretty important because, again, we have identity, we identify our assets, we identify our risks, and based on these identifications, we built our protection strategy. So we protect different resources using different security services. It's great. We have a detection mechanism. And finally, we should have the way how we efficiently provide response to the incident. And technically speaking, it is a huge amount of work that you should do, starting from plan and preparation of security incidents, creating runbooks, identifying impossible incident, which are important for your environment. You should have simulations and tests on regular basis. It can be penetration tests, whatever you would like to simulate. And you need to do a continuous improvement. So that means it's not a single step, not in a single action. You will do it on a regular basis. You ideally should have a security review, and you should use automations. So, and as soon as you complete all of this, you would be capable to do your incident efficiently and in a very short period of time. And technically, it's a problem. And here I can discuss simple things like communication matrix. I have a different people in different department. What should I do in case if I have an issue with my databases? Who is the person who take responsibility for these resources? How he should be contacted? Okay, I have a responsibility matrix, and using this responsibility matrix, I can decide, okay, what, how I fix this problem. But at the same time, it's important to have some mechanism which allows me to track what has been done, because I'm still would like to improve my security and to avoid these specific problems in the future. And for this reason, we have AWS System Manager, Incident Manager. And actually speaking, AWS System Manager is very, very powerful tool. And I usually recommend all of my customers to use it because it helps you to do a lot of things related to security, starting the way how you access your computer environment in a secure way without using SSH or RDP, how you track what actions were taken by some admin users on a specific EC2 instances. So using SSM, you can track all activities. The next one would be how to make automations, because System Manager provides you with System Manager agents, which you can install in a specific EC2 instances, and you can provide a set of instructions to the SSM and saying, okay, if we detected this specific event, dear SSM agent, please do these specific actions. So it's very powerful. And on top of it, we have a mechanism how automate your response, and it's called AWS System Manager Incident Manager. Training and awareness, and how AWS not only provide the specific services, but also share our knowledge in order to improve your skills related to security. So you can go to AWS Skill Builder. It is a specific AWS resource for education. And you can either to create a subscription. It's not very expensive. Or there is a number of free security trainings, and you can find them here. So technically, you can start your security journey, and you can improve your security skills related to authorization and notifications, networking security, cloud security in general, to better understand how the cloud security should be implemented. A part of it, we have security best practices. Technically speaking, it is a specific guide and descriptions which can help you to address, let's say, different security topics. So let's say it can provide you with a good understanding how detection mechanisms should be implemented, or how to make a security for a specific enterprise environment like SAP or similar solutions. So feel free to look at AWS well-architected security pillar, including well-architected tools and well-architected security lenses. It will help you to address specific industries or specific applications, and follow AWS security reference architecture. And the last, a part of AWS Cloud, a part of AWS Security Services, a part of our that AWS share with you our skills and knowledge. It's pretty important to understand that AWS collaborates with thousands partners all around the globe, who can help you to adjust your and help you to build your security according to your security strategy and your business requirements. Feel free to use AWS Technology Partner Solutions, and you can find them on AWS Marketplace. And AWS Marketplace, it is a specific AWS service where you can easily find different applications and software as a service solutions with easy-to-go capabilities, with easy billing, they're easy installable, or they provide a clear, simple way how you use different security services. Or you can contact your technology partners or consulting partners to discuss them, how they can help you with the skills and knowledge. And that's pretty much from my side. And feel free to ask questions and I don't know, or maybe discuss what the security challenges you have and how AWS can help you.
Thank you very much for that detailed and concise presentation, Mikhail. Also, just on the last topic that you touched for the well-architected, Advanced Vision is also a well-architected partner program. So we are fully certified to conduct these well-architected reviews with anyone who has interest. The overall idea is usually that we can sit down, we can collaborate on actually filling in all the information that you have on your end for your workloads within AWS and come out with a comprehensive roadmap that will allow us to address anything that is identified during the course of the review. So what I can also add, excuse me, what I can also add is that we will be conducting, possibly after the holiday season, we will be conducting a more in-depth webinar, which will go much deeper into the technical aspect of these services and how you can comply with the directive using AWS services in your everyday work. So be on the lookout for the next episode. We will be sharing additional information in the months to come. And now is time for our Q&A. I would like to thank everybody that participated in the Q&A section in the webinar during the ongoing presentation. I think that everything that was asked in the Q&A section has now been either replied to or already communicated with. So if you have any questions, feel free to either ask them in the Q&A section of Teams, or if something comes up after the webinar has concluded, as it's stated in the message inside, you can always reach out to our technical account management team at TAM at advisionit.com, and we will try to address everything in a timely manner. Also, there are some gift vouchers that you can take advantage of. Also we have the email address that I just mentioned right now posted here. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them and we'll address them. If not,
I see two questions in Q&A sessions. So the first questions from Evgeny, I think. Any service to redact personal data? What about data anonymization? Okay, so that's a good questions. Let's do the following. I think we have Eugen email. I will think over about how this request can be addressed and to provide some explanations later.
yes,
Technically,
I have also...
yeah, go on.
Yeah, because I have also addressed the answer to the question below, giving an example for Amazon Macy detecting and redacting PII data in S3. So there's multiple different services that can do the detect and redact on the fly before they actually get stored based on the real specific use case that a customer might have. So indeed, there are multiple different services that revolve around PII data detection and sanitization. Yes, it would be beneficial if we share that information with Eugen specifically, since he's the one that asked that question. Do we have any other questions that are coming to mind? Feel free to drop them in the Q&A. And if by any chance you don't have any questions, I think this concludes this episode of our webinar series. As mentioned, we will be having a more technical, in-depth one coming after the holiday season, vacation season, let's call it. So I would like to thank everybody for your time, for your active participation in the Q&A session. I really hope everything was valuable to you. And if you have any additional questions or anything you would like to reach out to us for, always feel free to use the email address that's already quoted here in the chat. And again, thank you very much and have a great rest of the day.
Have a great rest of the day. Ciao.